getting dragged online for Fantastic Four, and it's not about his acting.
I think I speak for the entire Marvel community and for those in the Marvel community that are too afraid to admit it when I say this, but as soon as we all saw Julia Garner's female Silver Surfer, we all thought the exact same thing.
We always ask, man, why does this keep happening? Why does Pedro Pascal keep getting cast? Why do executives in Hollywood keep casting Pedro Pascal?
Julia Garner, yeah, people are big mad that she's a new Silver Surfer. So let's break it all down because the film's not even out yet and the internet is in full meltdown mode.
You got me. But seriously, me and you know what we gotta do. We gotta talk about all the nonsense that's been going on around the female Silver Surfer.
Marvel's Fantastic Four. First Steps was supposed to be the comeback kid, the movie to save the MCU from its recent flops. But instead, it's a full-blown disaster, and Pedro Pascal's at the heart of it. Did he really lose his cool when fans trashed the female Silver Surfer reveal? Or is this just the tip of a much bigger mess? Buckle up, because we're diving into the chaos behind Marvel's latest gamble. From mustache meltdowns to cosmic controversies that have fans ready to riot. This is the story of how a superhero reboot turned into a studio's worst nightmare. Let's kick things off with the bombshell that set the internet on fire, the Silver Surfer.
Mexico, ¿están listos? Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. Wow.
Fans were pumped for the Cosmic Herald, picturing the stoic, silver-skinned Norrin Rad straight out of the comics. Instead, Marvel flipped the script, literally, casting Julia Garner as Shalabal, a female Silver Surfer. Now, gender swaps can work, but this one? It's not just the casting that's got fans in a frenzy. Leaked test screening reports paint a wild picture. Garner's surfer glides into scenes like a shiny self-help guru, unloading 6.5-minute monologues about emotional labor, gender dynamics, and the metaphysics of parenting. Imagine Reed Richards and Sue Storm bickering about their kids, and boom, Shalabal floats in with a lecture that feels like it was ripped from a sociology textbook. Test audiences didn't tear up or lean in, they burst out laughing. Not the good kind, either. Viewers called it cringe, preachy, and like a TED Talk in space. X posts are blowing up, with some fans defending the bold choice, saying it's a fresh take on a classic character. But others? They're calling it a betrayal of the surfer's cosmic roots.
A lot of fans were really surprised to find out you were playing a Silver Surfer. Throughout the process, I wondered if there was anything that really surprised you about your role in the project.
I mean, just how big it is. It's such a big universe, and I feel so grateful that I just get to be like a little part of it, to be honest. And yeah, everybody on that job, I think the casting of the four is phenomenal, and they're so wonderful, and Matt Shackman's amazing, so I'm very excited. Yeah.
Accusing Marvel of chasing trends over storytelling. This controversy isn't just a blip, it's the spark that ignited a firestorm, and Pedro Pascal's caught right in the middle. Speaking of Pascal, let's talk about the man behind the mustache. Cast as Reed Richards, the brainy leader of the Fantastic Four, Pedro's brought his Mandalorian charm to the MCU, but rumors are swirling that he's locked in a bizarre standoff with Marvel over a scene that's already legendary, for all the wrong reasons. Picture this, a flashback where a younger Reed delivers a heartfelt 6-minute speech about fatherhood, meant to be the film's emotional core. Sounds powerful, right? Except audiences thought it was a comedy routine. Why? Well, for starters, Pascal reportedly told Marvel they couldn't digitally erase his mustache for the scene. He argued it was part of his emotional continuity, like the stash was the key to Reed's soul. Marvel wasn't having it. They axed the entire monologue, saying it dragged the pacing into a black hole. That's when things allegedly got heated. Whispers from the set claim Pascal was so furious he personally called Marvel head honcho Kevin Feige
Pedro Pascal mustache. You know what? I'd like to talk about the mustache. I think today's the day. You see this is powerful.
Clean shaven 5 days ago.
This is powerful facial. This is facial hair. This looks like you're undernourished. I actually was doing a play before Narcos started shooting, and the boss came to see the play and he was like, keep the stash, and I was like, okay. And now people are like, don't ever get rid of your mustache. You look like my grandmother without it.
demanding the scene's return. When Feige brushed him off, Pascal supposedly went straight to Disney CEO Bob Iger, insisting the cut was an attack on his performance and Reed's arc. Now, let's pump the brakes. These are just rumors, not confirmed facts. But even if it's half true, it's wild to think a mustache could spark a Hollywood showdown. This drama is just one piece of a chaotic puzzle, and the bigger picture is even messier. Those test screenings? They were an absolute train wreck. Leaks describe audiences walking out baffled, annoyed, and downright hostile. One viewer reportedly said the movie felt like a BuzzFeed video with a $200 million budget. Another called it a Marvel parody that forgot to be funny. The problems go way beyond Pascal's monologue or Garner's cosmic lectures. Insiders say the script's a jumbled mess, stuffed with heavy-handed themes about parenting, societal roles, and identity politics that feel shoehorned in. The Fantastic Four are supposed to be Marvel's first family, bound by love and dysfunction. But here, there's no chemistry. Reed's not a brilliant scientist. He's a tired motivational speaker. Sue Storm's not powerful. She's icy and distant. Johnny Storm's barely in the film, and Ben Grimm? He's reduced to a grunting sidekick. The tone's all over the place, bouncing from cosmic epic to awkward family therapy session. Fans online are already drawing parallels to 2015's Fan 4 Stick.
David Tennant wanted to play Reed Richards, but Marvel picked Pedro Pascal instead. At London's MCM Comic Con, Tennant shared his hope to star as Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four: First Steps. He praised Pascal, saying, "If it has to be someone, I'm very happy it's Pedro Pascal." Now fans are counting the days to the film's July 25th release, excited for this new take on the Marvel classic. Could Tennant have taken the superhero role to new heights? Well, the wait is on. Fantastic Four hits theaters soon.
Infamous flop that tanked the Fantastic Four's big screen legacy. Back then, it was a rushed production and studio meddling. This time, it's Marvel's own choices, big names, bold swings, and a script terrified of its comic book roots. The fallout's got fans raging, and Marvel's running scared. Marvel's not just sitting on this disaster. They're in full-blown crisis mode. Reports say they've gutted the promotional budget, canceled cast interviews, and postponed press events. The first teaser trailer, rumor has it, it's all visual flair, exploding planets, slow-motion shots, and ominous music, with zero dialogue to hide the film's messy script. Emergency reshoots are happening just weeks before the July 25, 2025 release, with rushed CGI fixes and last-minute rewrites. One insider described it as gluing glitter to a sinking ship. Marvel's not polishing a gem, they're trying to stop the bleeding. This film was supposed to be the MCU's big reset, launching Secret Wars, reintroducing mutants, and washing away the stink of flops like Eternals and Quantumania. Instead, it's shaping up as a reputational gut punch. Even studio staff are reportedly bracing for a box office bomb that could erode what's left of the MCU's goodwill. Ex-users are buzzing with theories. Some say Marvel's cutting Pascal's scenes entirely, while others think they're doubling down on Garner's Surfer. Whatever the truth, the silence from Marvel's marketing team speaks volumes.
You think Fantastic Four will be high fives then?
And that is partially because Marvel's recent track record in the box office, right, with Thunderbolts, and plus the Fantastic Four has not been a strong IP in the theaters thus far. So factoring all of that in, I do think Fantastic Four is going to perform a little bit worse.
So both would be a failure then.
I don't consider them failures.
That would be, if you,
I don't consider them failures. If they don't make $1 billion, that doesn't mean they failed.
You said 5. That's a failure.
I don't think that's a failure.
If you look at the track
money.
record of their movies, that would be.
They're not prepping a victory lap. They're hiding. Let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about one bad movie. The MCU used to be a juggernaut. Iron Man's sarcasm, Captain America's heart, Thor's journey from arrogance to humility. These were stories with clear heroes, stakes, and arcs that hooked us. But lately, it's been a rough ride. Eternals left audiences cold. The Marvels bombed at the box office. Quantumania was a chaotic mess that even diehards couldn't defend. Fantastic Four: First Steps was supposed to be the turning point, the film to bring back Marvel's first family and set a new tone. Instead, it's a glaring symptom of a studio in freefall. Fans on X are brutal, nicknaming it Wokastic Fork and mocking its preachy vibe. They're not wrong. The script's obsession with social commentary over heroism feels like a corporate checklist, not a story. Marvel's chasing cultural relevance, but it's backfiring. Comic purists want the Fantastic Four's adventurous spirit, not lectures on emotional availability. Casual viewers just want fun, not a cosmic therapy session. The MCU's running on nostalgia fumes, and the tank's almost empty. This film was their chance to reignite the spark. Instead, it's pouring gasoline on the flames of fan fatigue. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the casting. Pedro Pascal's a fan favorite, no question. The Last of Us, The Mandalorian, he's got charisma for days. But Reed Richards? The guy's supposed to be a hyper-logical genius, a bit aloof but fiercely loyal to his family. Pascal's playing him like a soulful life coach, always one step away from a tearful speech. Then there's Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, elegant, sure. But insiders say her chemistry with Pascal is non-existent. Joseph Quinn's Johnny Storm? He's practically a cameo. And poor Ben Grimm? He's a walking punchline, not the lovable rock we know. The Fantastic Four thrive on family dysfunction. But this cast feels like strangers thrown together. And yet, there's a twist, David Tennant. At MCM Comic Con, the Doctor Who legend admitted he wanted to play Reed Richards. Fans lost it, saying his sharp, cerebral vibe would have been perfect. Tennant was gracious, praising Pascal, but the internet's buzzing with what-ifs. Would Tennant have nailed Reed's logic-driven intensity? Would he have fought over a mustache? We'll never know, but the speculation's fueling even more debate about whether Marvel botched the casting from the start. The online chaos is next level. X is a battlefield, some fans are Team Pascal, pointing to a viral clip where he shared his quirky line memorizing trick. He writes the first letter of each word in columns, calling it psychotic but effective. That's Reed Richards' energy, one user posted. Others aren't so kind, with memes roasting Pascal's mustache as the film's real star. Julia Garner's Surfer is catching even more heat. Think gifs of chrome-plated therapists and captions like Save the Galaxy. Fix your feelings. The hashtag Wokastic Fork is trending, with fans joking it's the MCU's new low. But it's not all hate. Some defend Marvel's risks, arguing a female surfer could have worked if the writing wasn't so heavy-handed. One ex-post summed it up: "I'm fine with Shallaball, but why is she lecturing me on parenting instead of surfing the cosmos?" The split's real. Half the fans want Marvel to stick to the comics, half want fresh takes, but everyone agrees, this ain't it. Forums are flooded with theories. Some say reshoots will save the film, others think Marvel's digging a deeper hole. The passion's there, but it's turning into frustration fast. So, why does this feel so much worse than past MCU stumbles? Let's talk history. Back in 2015, Fan 4 Stick crashed and burned, a joyless mess blamed on a rookie director and studio meddling. But this is Marvel Studios, the kings of cinematic storytelling. With all the money, talent, and time in the world, they had one job: honor the Fantastic Four's legacy as Marvel's first family, the spark that lit the comic book fire. Instead, they've delivered a film that feels like it's ashamed of its roots. Leaks suggest early script drafts were even preachier, with entire sequences built around metaphors for gender roles and relationship dynamics. Studio pressure forced cuts, but the core's still rotten. It's not just bad, it's insulting to fans who grew up on the Fantastic Four's sense of wonder. This was supposed to launch a new era, tying into Secret Wars and mutants. Instead, it's a black hole sucking up the MCU's last scraps of goodwill. And the cultural impact? It's massive. This controversy's not just about a movie. It's about a studio losing its grip on what made it great. Let's get real about the stakes. If First Steps flops, it's not just a box office dud. It's a signal the MCU's in serious trouble. Fans aren't just mad, they're tired. After years of shaky films, the Marvel logo doesn't guarantee hype anymore. Ex-posts show fans reminiscing about the days of Avengers, Endgame, when every movie felt like an event. Now, it's eye rolls and apathy. The Silver Surfer backlash isn't just about a gender swap. It's about Marvel prioritizing messages over story. Pascal's mustache drama? It's a symptom of a studio letting ego and big names overshadow vision. And the scary part? This could ripple. Secret Wars, X-Men, the multiverse, they're all banking on First Steps setting the stage. If it bombs, the MCU's next phase could limp along, bleeding fans with every step. Some say Marvel's already walking back its trend chasing, with insiders hinting at a return to simpler, hero-driven stories. But is it too late? The silence from Marvel's PR team, the rushed edits, the muted trailers, they're not signs of confidence. They're signs of a studio staring down a cliff. What's next for Marvel? That's the million-dollar question. Some fans on X think reshoots could salvage First Steps, trimming the preachy bits and boosting the action. Others aren't so optimistic, pointing to Marvel's track record of doubling down on bad calls. One user posted, "They turned Thor into a joke, She-Hulk into a meme, and now the Fantastic Four into a soapbox. What's left?" The fanbase is splitting. Some are holding out hope, clinging to Pascal's star power and Kirby's talent. Others are done, ready to walk away if this film doesn't deliver. And then there's the wild card, the cultural fallout. The hashtag Wokastic Fork memes are already shaping how people see the MCU, turning a potential hit into a punchline. If Marvel can't course correct, they risk becoming a cautionary tale, a studio that had it all and lost it chasing relevance. But there's still a chance. If they lean into the Fantastic Four's heart, family, adventure, heroism, they could pull this off. The question is, do they even know how anymore? So, here we are, staring down the barrel of July 25th, 2025. Pedro Pascal's mustache, Julia Garner's cosmic lectures, and a film that's got fans laughing for all the wrong reasons. Fantastic Four: First Steps was supposed to be Marvel's big comeback, but it's looking like their biggest misstep yet. The studio's scrambling, the fans are divided, and the clock's ticking. Can Marvel pull a miracle and save this film? Or is this the moment the MCU's magic fades for good? This isn't just about a movie, it's about a legacy on the line, a fanbase pushed to its limit, and a studio that's lost its way. What do you think? Is Pedro Pascal's passion enough to save this mess? Or is Marvel too far gone? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you're as stunned as we are. And subscribe for more Hollywood chaos. The MCU's unraveling, and we're here for every twist.